Welcome, empowered empaths, to the Power of Healing Your Energy show. This show is all about your unconditional love, your light, your intuition, your soul's purpose. And depression and anxiety are a side effect of not living intuitively, not trusting your gut, the lost connections with your higher self and others. Your soul's purpose is here. Hello and welcome everyone to season 2, episode 13. And yes, we're talking about giving thanks and how to nourish yourself and others. Come on in. I'm Christine. I'm your spiritual guide and mentor. I'm an intuitive energy coach and old soul healer, also known as Empath. And giving thanks and showing gratitude. Obviously it's Thanksgiving tomorrow in the United States, and happy Thanksgiving to all my friends in the U.S. As well. Of course, us Canadians, we have to do everything differently. We had our Thanksgiving in October, so I thought, I think this would be a perfect segue. And lots has changed in 9 months since the pandemic, and really how we interact, how we work, how we play, how we know everything pre-2020, right? And if you're here, say hello, share with friends and family. If you're on the replay, feel free to interact, say hello, ask questions, and any comments, and let us know what you're doing for Thanksgiving if you're tuning in from the US. But I wanted to uncover what giving thanks means and how to stay thankful and in gratitude every day, even when you don't feel like it. And especially, it seems every day something's changing. The news, whatever, pops up, they're putting restrictions in place, or this is happening, this is shutting down, this is starting up. It really is all over the place. And no wonder, many of us are wondering, well, what's 2021 going to be like, and what's Christmas going to be like? And, I even had those thoughts like, oh, Christmas, bah humbug. I caught myself, but you know what? That's what they want you to do. They want you to stay in fear and stay in lack and not feel bliss and joy and happy for no reason, just because, and raising the vibrations globally. Because what you put out into the field, whatever it is, positive or negative, it causes a ripple effect. Just like when you throw a stone in the water, it causes a ripple effect. So this practice will keep you stable mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and yes, financially too. You will radiate this out to your family, to your partner, friends and coworkers, even strangers. So I really want to start a ripple effect. Be the ripple, be the change, be the champion, be the hero. Just be, the best version of yourself. And if it's evolving and changing, then evolve and change with it. Have fun, because giving is kindness and applied gratitude. And I posted yesterday on my own page, to share whatever you have to offer to someone. Maybe they might need it. And it's an exchange, whether it's a service, whether it's an item, Maybe it's money, maybe it's food, whatever it is. I'm trying to make connections here because I really feel, and, don't get me started on Black Friday because, we don't need more stuff. We don't. And this Black Friday nonsense, because it is nonsense, is we're just feeding this machine, this system. So I'm choosing to see how I can be a conscious consumer, a conscious, co-creator in the world, and picking and choosing things consciously. Not that, oh my gosh, I need this, I need that. No, you don't. We really need to sit and think, what am I willing to exchange or give up for something that I feel I need or want? They are two different things, right? I've been watching a show on Netflix called The Kindness Diaries, and this gentleman is super interesting. He drove all the way from Alaska to Argentina, and in a 1971 Volkswagen Beetle called Kindness 2. And he did this before, but he's basically relying on the kindness of strangers, not paying for gas, not paying for food, asking total strangers, can I stay at your place? Just to see. And he is right now where I am watching. He's in Tijuana, Mexico. And it's just fascinating. And I'm very inspired by what he's doing. We need to do more things like this. We need to reach out. We need to just offer. We need to just be there for other people. And practicing random acts of kindness, the world needs it more than you think. Because when you start thinking, you are not in the heart center. You've already gone way out there somewhere in your little boat all by yourself. And yeah, it's just amazing what little things you can do to show somebody how much, you appreciate them, or you care about them, or you want to extend kindness. Hi, Robin. Yeah, the Kindness Diaries. He's a chap, as he says, from Glasgow. And interesting, because I have a good friend from Glasgow as well, Graham. He's a brother of mine. But yeah, Kindness Diaries. It's pretty. I like watching documentaries. I like shows that inspire and lift me up. That's just who I am. So Lao Tzu has said about kindness: kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. And kindness in giving creates love. And that's what we're here for: love, unconditional love, forgiveness, and healing. Yeah, so and then we're entering, holiday season as well. And I'm just being very mindful. It's not about stuff, because we have everything. We have everything. From, some of the stuff that I've watched in other countries, we are so spoiled. We are so spoiled. And we complain about things like the weather. And you know what? I'll catch myself doing that too. I'm guilty of it. We complain about things that really don't matter. Because if you don't mind, it doesn't matter, right? What's really important is, sharing and kindness and friendship and, one love around the world. And I'm also part of a prayer group, because I'm training to be a chaplain as well. But as part of my practice, I feel it's very important, the power of prayer. Prayer is amazing. Prayer can be done at any time, for anything, for anyone. So he was asking, what do you feel the difference is between thankful and gratitude? Maybe, comment below, or if you're on the replay, let me know what you think your version is. Everybody has a different version, but it's very similar in the meanings. So thankful, many of us said, we give thanks. We rest and release the thanks, thank you, to the heart. And it's a feeling. Gratitude is a feeling, where being thankful seems to be something outside of us. The gratitude is definitely within, and we know the truth and we're speaking the truth. That's the connection between thankful and gratitude. And Robin is just saying, I'm back to making dishcloths to donate. I was doing this for chemo nurses during my treatment. I want to find people who need these. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I remember those dishcloths. I have a few of those. Those are great. And you can wash them and they last forever. So bless you for doing your part, Robin. We appreciate you. And I haven't seen you in a while, so I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. So, there's more focus this year on giving and gratitude. And November, obviously with Remembrance Day, just that whole month, we are expressing and posting what we're thankful for each day. And, I want, in this, what we're in, we want to be incredibly lucky and incredibly blessed, which we already are, living and having the opportunities that we do in this country. Because we have many. I believe we put our own obstacles in front of us, because if it's too much work, then we don't want to bother, because then we're out of our comfort zone and we don't want to grow. The only way to expand consciously is to go through things, is to be challenged through things. But I know this for a fact. I've had so many challenges, but you know what? It gives me massive respect for people that are, in different challenges, and that I can maybe help, or they can help me, or extend it out to the community. So giving as applied gratitude. So I believe that while expressing gratitude is great, the way we can actively apply gratitude is by giving of ourselves in some way. And I don't think it matters how you apply it. It's just important that you do it. Reminds me of that pastor in Tijuana, Mexico. You look at these shacks and it's just like, I couldn't believe the places they lived in. And he was so kind. He fed everyone. He said, it doesn't matter. The children have to be fed. The children have to be happy. We have to take care of each other. He was just amazing. So I don't think it matters how you apply, just do it. And although it gets criticized, some people give by writing, checks or donations for money. And that some people may think that's materialistic or depersonalized, but you know what? It's a donation. However you can give. If, like you say, for Robin, she's making something to donate. Let's say you maybe don't have that gift or talent. You want to just donate your time. You want to donate your money. You want to get the community together. Whatever it is, you're still doing something. So don't beat yourself up. If you are giving and it feels good, then that's all that matters. Others give through their activism, trying to change political systems to help others, right? So there's volunteering, there's charities, there are events. There's people that actually commit to tithing 10% or more of their income each year. Everybody has a different way of giving. And then there's me, I'm more random, so random acts of kindness. I do it at least once a week. I try to do it daily as much as I can. But for me, it's the little things, buying somebody's groceries, helping somebody, maybe even buying a coffee for somebody. I know that there's a lot of those things out there for charities and businesses to just buy me a coffee, and then that goes to whatever they're trying to raise money for. So I think that's a great way. And, what does, giving thanks, and how do you stay thankful and in gratitude every day? Because it's very challenging. Every day is different. And I am someone who is fortunate to finally in my life to be financially stable, and have some additional income. And I want to share that with others. And, part of that is I give free calls all the time, intuitive calls. If you're struggling with mental health or whatever it is in your life, that is something that's on my website, on all of my social media pages. It's a free 15-minute call. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. If you need prayer, I'm there. If you need healing, I'm there. If you need just someone to talk to, vent to, maybe you have a question about your career, relationship, money, whatever it is, I'm here. And it's never 15 minutes. I'll tell you that right now. It's usually half an hour, and it's fine. I get to connect with other people, and then you get a sense of what it's like to work with me, right? So that's what I like to do. I give out distant Reiki treatments to people. I also go into hospice and hospitals as well, if I'm okay to do so, right? It depends on the jurisdictions, but that's how I like to give back. It's the in-person stuff, because that's what just, it gets me. It gets me every time. It makes me always think, yes, what I'm doing matters, and helping other people matters. And everybody has a story. And that's what this show is about too. I want people to share their stories. So, and I'll tell you this, I've told people this before. I have been homeless, so I know what that's like. I never had a silver spoon in my mouth. So really, to me, that makes me appreciate everything that I have, and be thankful and be grateful, and then turn around and give that to others as well. So, and there's just, people, it doesn't matter if it's one person, it could be multiple people that you're helping. It could be family, it could be friends, but it's always about that opportunity to be there for someone. Always. So let me know. Let me know how you're doing, Robin. Like I said, it's nice to see you here. Please share this out with people as well. And if you're on the replay, I'd love to know where you're from. First time, please say hello. If you're on the podcast, thank you for being here. Even if you're on YouTube, subscribe below. Leave a comment on my podcast. Leave a review. This really does help. Trying to get some more people on the show, like experts in regards to EMF, and that's electronic magnetic field, and the sickness that is tied to that with all this Wi-Fi that's going on. So we've got that coming up. I've got an author coming up. He's written a Gratitude and Blessings self-care book. It's like a first aid. It's a cute little book he sent me. That's coming up. I also have a lady that wrote a story about how her pastor, she was abused by her pastor. So I've got some powerful stories coming, and people that are willing to share and bare their soul with me. So yeah, and really, when I think, of gratitude, I always start with, honestly, it's simple as I'm grateful to be alive. I am grateful to be able to breathe. I am grateful to have clean water. I am grateful to have this connection with all of you. And then I like to go into God qualities. So love, peace, harmony, balance, bridge, because this is what this show is. It's about bridging connections. That's how we stay connected. Powerful, intelligence, joy, clarity, acceptance, healed. We are all healed. We are all light. We have freedom. We have wisdom, we have grace, we have bliss, abundance, guidance, unification, trust, oneness. I am. That says it all. Wholeness, loyal, honesty, beauty, infinite, unlimited, divine, worthy, worth, harmony, strength, infinite. I think I've said that twice, but I like that word. Unity, connection, unconditional, wholeness, recognition, presence, and optimance. Optimance, yeah, but there's a word that you don't use very much. So it's all about having that all over. And then, how are you setting up your day to be thankful and to be grateful? Like, are you waking up and then you're on your phone and mindlessly scrolling and getting sucked into stuff that really doesn't matter? You must own what you don't want and work through it before you start to own what you do want. So you got to heal the old to bring in the new. And you can't hype yourself into happiness either. You really have to, positive thinking doesn't work. You have to have the systems behind it, the feeling behind it. And you cannot continue to feed the beast of depression and anxiety, because that's what it is. It is a beast. Even, Jesus had moments of heaviness and depression, right? So the world is an illusion. And every day it weighs us down in our bodies, in our subconscious weight. So depression is the opposite of happiness. And it's a mix of chemical and psychological and programming and all that stuff. We know that, right? So that's why I like to hit things from all sides, like the eagle. When it sees things, it's 360-degree perspective. And God, the totem is the eagle. Fun fact. But when you're depressed, you're despirited. You're not living a life in spirit or inspired. And that's what I want to bring to the table. You're entitled to happiness and miracles. It's part of your title. You are a holy child of God. Being happy is supposed to be organic. And this is what it's like to be plugged into God. You break the trance of life. You're creating boundaries. And you never let life, people, and things immobilize you or bring you down, because you're letting the outside influence the inside, and you are the observer. And practicing that, and believe me, it took me years. It took me years to figure this out and to be the Buddha, as they say, or just hold the light and stand in your sovereignty. Oh, thanks, Robin. I got to take a little breather here. So happy I caught you today. I'm inspired to make loot bags for my cancer ladies. It's a volunteer job. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for doing what you do. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Gosh, I know a few ladies that had cancer, and breast cancer mainly, and they've come through it on the other side. And even my auntie, bless her heart, she's in the hospital right now, but she came through ovarian cancer as well. So thank you for doing that. Thank you so much. So first and foremost, just be in service. That's what I ask every day. How may I serve? And, there's days I wake up, even like, I think it was Monday. I was just like, I had the Mondays, but then I went outside, and as soon as I get outside, boom, that's where the magic happens for me. Connecting to nature, connecting to the earth's frequency, Gaia, to nature. And then I seen some beautiful animals and some dogs. It was just great. So what else do I want to talk about? So just know that when you help someone else, it forwards you. It's there where you find your purpose, your worth, your truth, your soul. I know that I do a mentorship about your soul's purpose, and I'm always talking about it. But it's not about what you do. It's a feeling. It's an act of service. That's where your purpose lies. That's where your purpose lies. It's not a career. It's not a thing. It's not a boyfriend or girlfriend or car or whatever it is. It's not a title or a certification. You know, I always told my boys if they want to go to college, they really need to think about it, because I was never a believer in it, okay? A believer of being saddled with $70,000 of debt. I mean, that alone is depressing, and that's part of the system. So, but you know what? It's all about the fundamentals, and I like the fun part of fundamentals. Um, and what do I mean by fundamentals? That would be like your self-love, your self-care practice, right? So what are you doing every day? What are you doing every day? Every day. And really, when you're in service for other people, you forget about your own problems. And actually, they look really tiny compared to others, right? But if you're really struggling right now, please let me know. And I will reach out. This is a judgment-free zone. And I know with the holidays around the corner, and I have, like I said, quite a few friends in the United States, but, you know, they're also talking about, Thanksgiving, they're talking about Christmas, and I'm just looking up this post here. But I mean, he nailed it on the head, and I'd love to have him on my show. His name is Paul Noyles, and he went through the 12 steps. He had addictions. He went to rehab so many times, but he posted about how if you think you're enlightened, spend the holidays with your family of origin. If you think you're enlightened, spend the holidays with your family of origin. Okay, he's talking about how he went to see his family for the first time in 23 years. Can you imagine 23 years? What would that feel like? For me, that brings up anxiety. I feel anxious. I feel nervous. Maybe there's some resentment there. You know, those kind of feelings, right? I just thought that was an amazing post. He was so vulnerable. He was joyfully surprised that his dad came with his mom to pick him up at the airport. And, you know, they went to their brother's place, and the trip was full of healing, insight, and wisdom. And it reconfirmed that I was doing what Spirit had always intended, loving my life and my family. And then, but he said, however, after that bliss kind of wore off, after boarding the plane, he said he started to feel angry about his dad staring straight ahead and not responding when I tried to have a conversation about the last 23 years of my life. I felt like a child again, unheard, inadequate, filled with shame, and too afraid to ask why he wasn't answering me. Over the next 30 days, he searched his soul. And lots of reflection and self-inquiry, it became apparent that his anger was not at his dad. I think this is the most powerful part. He was angry at himself. He forgave his dad many times throughout his life, but he carried the same unrealistic expectations of a loving father-son relationship that he had had since he was a kid. What a powerful realization and confirmation. I think, you know, many times we do have these high expectations of what family's supposed to be or what you see on TV, and everybody's happy and the perfect turkey and blah, blah, blah. It is not true. It is so unrealistic. It is not sustainable. So he had to accept that his dad didn't want to talk about the past or his feelings. He couldn't give me the love and support he dreamed of because he didn't have it for himself. So his dad couldn't give what he didn't have. So by grieving his fantasy, he was able to release impossible expectations and found an appreciation of the relationship we have instead of the hurt and disappointment of the one we didn't have. Gosh. That was a beautiful story. Just reading it again tears me up, and I know all about it. I even had those expectations, but now I'm just grateful and thankful that I do have a family. I know what my boundaries are with my family as well. And if I'm not feeling something, I will say no. And I don't feel guilty about it. I have complete freedom now. I'm choosing. And we all have that choice to choose. Yeah, yeah, it was beautiful. Hey, Robin. And he's also writing a book about mistaken identity, which changed his heart and helped him heal. He also recognized that his parents gave him the perfect training ground for my spiritual evolution. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So he can now witness his dad as the beautiful God essence that he is. I see you. You know, namaste means the light within me greets the light within you. I see you, light worker. I see you, soul seeker. Now he has a new relationship with his whole family, and it's far from perfect, but it's real, and I love them all. And he ends it with Satnam, which means truth is my identity. You know, here's a guy that I really like to get to know, because we're all going through all of this right now, and then with Christmas, and we don't know what's going on and how it's going to look. And I think we should just take it one moment to moment, live in the 24 hours, let some light in, try connections, hugs, smiles, however you can, whether they're virtual. And, you know, there's a quote from John Lennon. He says, we spend so much time trying to be cosmic or spiritual, and we don't realize we already are. Why do we keep trying and doing? We already are. And we're never flawed. We're perfect just the way we are. Perfectly imperfect, as I would say, because I am, and I don't care. I really don't care. And that's what complete freedom is. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm, showing my gratitude for it. So, and we all know that compassion for others begins with kindness to ourselves. So the more that we're kind and loving to ourselves, the more it gets extended out to others. This is an important connection. So, so many times when we're feeling something, the book I was reading, it's called The Laser Effect. So we locate that emotion. We're locating in the body, or like a body scan. Then we embrace the emotion. We see it. We're feeling it. We're like, is it mine? Is it not? What's going on here? Is this something old, something repeated? It's a pattern. Then we remain, and then we stop. We stop. We just, okay, I'm letting this go. I'm releasing it. I'm breathing this through, or I'm running, I'm jogging, or whatever, something to move that energy. I like Qigong myself, yoga, Qigong, Pilates, walking. Those are my things. Those are my go-tos. Those are my meditations. Your journaling as well is very important. Very important. That's how you can stay in gratitude as well. All right. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. Let me know what your Thanksgiving looked like, or is going to look like. What do you feel Christmas is going to look like? Please, please put up the Christmas lights. Please share the light. Be the light. I even know folks in Sedona, through Unity of Sedona, that are putting Christmas lights in their vehicle. They have like this transmitter or whatever adapter that goes in the car, and they're going to have like a lit car parade through Sedona. That's their way of giving back and showing the light and holding the light. The more that we can live in thankfulness and gratitude, we are raising the global vibrations. So thank goodness for them. And if anybody is struggling, what tools do you need from me or somebody here? And how can we help you at this time? I always put that out there. And what topics or guests would you like to see? I'm always interested in that as well, guys. So if you have something or someone, send them my way. Leave a comment. Leave a voice message, whatever it is, whatever it happens to be. All right. And one more, a couple things here before we close. The one-on-one mentorship and group mentorship starts January 2021. Comment magic to get on the waiting list. I already have a few ladies signed up already. So, and the early bird cutoff is December 11th to get $60 off the mentorship. And it's 6 weeks of transformation. A lot of my graduates, they're doing amazing things, and they're well on their way. And that is why I do what I do, because I love seeing them grow and expand. I feel like the mama bear in a way. Or as the gentleman called me the other day when I was getting a coffee, he's like, "You remind me of Mrs. Claus." I was like, at first I was like kind of offended. And I'm like, okay, come on, Christine, you're 46 and you got gray hair happening here too. So please, you're not 20. And I thought, you know what? Miss Claus is cool. I like her. Okay. I said, thank you very much. And now I've been really thinking about it. You know, I think I would make a really good Mrs. Claus. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So I might be on the lookout for a costume for Mrs. Claus, and you never know, she might show up. So yeah, here's the link for the Unleash Your Magic Intuitive Mentorship. It's one-on-one, and there's a group of 8 as well. So get on the waiting list for that, guys. Also, I post weekly energy updates every week, and the one for this week is already up. So have a look on YouTube or Facebook. You'll find it there, also on Anchor. And then every Friday on Instagram Live, there is a beautiful prayer circle. So if you're looking to practice prayer, you want prayer for yourself, for your friends, for your family, or you just want to be part of the prayer and meditations, head to my Instagram page. It's every Friday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I'd love to see you guys there. Last week was fun. I'm really having a lot of fun doing this stuff. So, and being of service and practicing what I preach, right? So thank you so much. Oh yeah, Robin. Yeah, group of 8, power of 8. Yes, power of 8. Power of 8, we all know 8s are, unlimited, infinity, very healing, very powerful, alchemy type of energy. So that's what I'm trying to create. And I will send you the link for that, Robin, and get that out to you shortly with all the details. Looking forward to that. January is going to start with a bang. And I'm not a big believer in resolutions. I'm a believer in taking small, actionable steps every day towards what you really want your life to feel like. It's a different feeling, a different connection. So, hello, Miss Marcia, who is a beautiful graduate of the one-on-one intuitive mentorship. Thank you for being here. She's saying, cheers to the group. May your day tomorrow be filled with lots of love and memories. Happy Turkey Day. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving to you, dear Marcia. Sending lots of love. Our beautiful cheerleader of the group. All right. Okay, Robin, I will send this to you. Thank you so much. And if there's anybody else, definitely reach out. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. All I know is I want you guys to have an amazing week. I have that prayer circle on Friday coming up on Instagram. Then I'm going to have a new December energy update. So it gives you an overall update for the month, what to look out for, what's happening. And then I'm going to go even further and dive into 2021 energy. So be on the lookout for those 2 videos. My newsletter's coming out. There's so much going on. Oh, and I'm moving. So all on top of that. So have an amazing week, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care.